Guys, what is going on? Check this out. This is a beautiful thing. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. If you can't tell, it is sunny outside and it's a weekday, which means I must have gotten off of work early. Ooh, so excited. But I'm also extremely hungry. I haven't had lunch yet. It's 1:45, so I'm going to eat my lunch really quick, and then today we are talking some lenses and Jeven Dovey more specifically. So let's pound down some food and then let's hop into the office with some natural light, not artificial darkness, and talk some lenses today. Okay, so pumped. Oh, guys, that was delicious. I love Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's is always just so freaking fantastic. But anyway, we are in the office. We don't need to turn the light on because we can just open the window. Oh, I love being done with the sun. So anyway, a little bit of backstory while I'm getting ready to actually do the video that I want to do for you guys. I got a little bit done early at work today because it is now officially my Christmas vacation. I'm using some of my earned time off to go have a Christmas vacation. That means we've got some travel ahead, we've got some stuff planned out, and that kind of fits all nicely into this lens conversation about Jeven Dovey that I want to have. Also, important topic, you will notice that the office is so clean. There's just instruments, the charging station has been refined, all of this space over here that was like totes and stuff is now nice and clean, looks really nice, and then the desk setup, nice and refined. We've got it nice and cleaned up, which was pretty good before. And then this corner is sort of like the gear corner. We've got the lenses right here. We've got kind of keepsake, nice stuff that I like there, lighting in the corner, and then our backpack with all of our gear sort of right there. And that just is kind of nice to really have the place really nice and cleaned up, which leads me to kind of the story, which was cleaning this place up and how I filmed that. And the way that I filmed that was with my 50mm prime lens. All right, guys, and let's talk lenses, and more specifically, let's talk Jeven Dovey, who is a YouTuber, guys. If you haven't watched him, I'll put his link down below. He's really blowing up, getting super popular because he does awesome tech reviews, awesome gear reviews. He's just a really like good, talented YouTuber right now. Makes a lot of really cool videos. He had a video a couple days back talking about like the only lens you'll ever need, and he basically made an entire video about a 50mm prime lens, which is a really popular lens for cinematics. It's more cropped in, which gets you kind of a more refined cinematic look. It's prime, so it's gonna get you a lot of that blurry background, that bokeh, and it just kind of was a really cool video to see him basically talk about those aspects of a 50mm lens that he loves. And then at the end, he extended this challenge. He said for the next month, he said, I challenge you to shoot with just a 50mm lens, which don't get me wrong, I love my 50mm lens. It's one of my favorite lenses. It was the first prime lens I bought, and it really got me kind of started down the prime road. I've since been kind of a variable focal length zoom maniac, but when he extended the challenge to shoot everything with a 50mm, I said, well, for one video, one day, let's shoot everything with the 50mm. Now, I am currently not shooting on the 50mm, I am shooting on my 30mm equivalent prime, which I think is my personal favorite prime lens. We'll talk about that more later, but first I wanted to show basically the cinematic B-roll results of shooting an entire day. I didn't do the whole month because I can't do that. I did the whole day with just the 50mm prime, and basically here were my results. Cue the music and roll the B-roll. Enjoy.
let's do this. I'm done messing around.
Boom, guys, how was that B-roll? Did you enjoy it? The 50mm can shoot some really cool cinematic stuff, whether it's slow motion because it lets in tons of light, so you get really crisp slow motion. You get really nice shallow depth of field. It's a little bit more zoomed in, so for those of you that maybe like are starting to practice and kind of look at your cell phone, you're seeing how it's pretty wide, somewhat similar to this lens, but then that 50mm is nice and cropped in. It just gives you a different look. It's a really popular like cinema type lens. That focal length is super popular in movies, and it just looks really good. But this whole challenge kind of brought up some of my like personal things that I don't thoroughly enjoy or maybe don't like as much about the 50mm, and it made me kind of want to talk about my favorite lens, which is the 30mm. Now, first and foremost, guys, I love using prime lenses because of that blurry background, fast aperture, wide aperture, whatever you want to call it. They let in a ton of light and they get you really cinematic results. They're good looking lenses. If you don't have a prime lens and all you have is a zoom lens, just buy the cheapest prime lens you can find just to try it out. They are so, I mean, it just makes for just tasty footage. And so I know you all are wondering, Jake, why do you like the 30mm? Well, mostly I like the 30mm because it is indeed wider. I am within arm's reach of the camera right now. Like, I can practically touch the lens and you can see all of me, including a lot behind me. I can even pick up the camera and actually vlog with this lens. I'm gonna put it back down. But with something like the 30mm, I actually have the ability to vlog with a prime lens and also get stuff with that shallow depth of field. For example, if I put my hand in front, so now you can see my hand and then this blurry background over here, hello, you can really get those cool, blurry, nice backgrounds. Also, once it grabs my face, you can see how blurry the background is here. It's still a prime, which means I can still do awesome slow motion, awesome B-roll, nice kind of up close stuff that gets that really good shallow depth of field of view. I just really love this lens, and I like that it's wide enough to where I can vlog with it and I can still bring it along and capture everything. It's a little bit, I mean, this setup really feels almost like kind of a modified like professional GoPro. This is kind of locked off and wide, but it can't do cinematic apertures like with that bokeh, and it just doesn't look quite as good because it's almost too bubbly. This is kind of my like middle ground with my 30mm, where I say it's almost like a cinematic GoPro. I can't change the focal length, so I've got to be running around, getting in position, making sure my shots look good, but I also don't have to necessarily be worried about being too close to stuff, which more often than not when I'm shooting, I find myself too close to subjects rather than too far away. Now, if you're like a wildlife shooter or something like that, a wide prime lens makes no sense. You're gonna have no reason to use it, and that's when you're gonna want a lens that you can actually zoom in and see stuff from a distance. So guys, shooting this video has been fun, and I am kind of falling in love with this lens all over again. And really, another reason that I'm inspired to use this lens over the next little bit is my upcoming vacation. We are going snowmobiling. We're gonna be out in the snow, and I don't want to just shoot everything on this little GoPro camera. I want to shoot as much as I can on my higher quality camera, but if you guys can see, I'll flash up some footage right now, and then I'm gonna use my phone to hopefully show you a little bit. But this lens, my current lens that I'm using all the time, the 12-35, is huge, it's heavy, it's thick, it's just kind of a big lens. The little 15mm prime, which is kind of a small little cinematic machine, is just tiny compared to this lens. I'm gonna show that up right now. I can almost tuck it into like my snow coat. I could tuck it into a small compartment up front while I'm riding and then pull it out and shoot stuff. So if you guys can see, obviously my screen is blinking, but you can kind of tell on here how short and stubby this lens is, whereas if I try and put this lens in the frame, you can really see just how much bigger this lens is. And so guys, really that's kind of the main reason why I want to switch back to this lens, is just that compact form factor that's going to be really nice going into this vacation trip. Boom, 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 boom. I believe this will be my second to last video of 2018. I'm hopefully going to do one more before the year of 2019. But going into 2019, I have some personal goals for the channel and for myself as a wannabe cinematographer. And a lens like this really opens some doors to practice, quote unquote, cinematography in the YouTube space. So, and with that guys, I am going to get out of here. We are going to roll some outro B-roll. I'm going to take this camera with me to go pick up Carly from work today, just to give you guys kind of a little cinematic outro, some sample footage, but trust me, there will be a lot more with this lens. And I just wanted to end it with, guys, this video was really inspired by Jeven saying, I challenge you to go shoot with a 50mm prime. Well, I want to kind of extend the same thing to you guys, but maybe not a 50mm. Do an 85 or a 30 or maybe even a wider angle. Find a prime lens that you really like and try to shoot an entire video with it. Prime lenses are fantastic, and just kind of challenge yourself to be stuck not being able to physically say, you know, hey, I can't see it, let's zoom in and now I can see it, versus, you know, just actually positioning the camera in different spots. It seems to push you to be a better cinematographer, and that excites me, and I want to do that as much as I can, and I would challenge you guys to do the same. But anyway, let's roll that outro B-roll. Gonna go pick up Carly. You guys have a good one, and I will see you in the next one, which, like I said, if I'm not mistaken, will most likely be my last video of 2018. Super pumped for 2019, guys. Been doing a lot of brainstorming. Plan to do a ton of planning and brainstorming on my vacation at the cabin. Favorite place on earth. And I just have a lot in store for 2019, and I'm really excited for it. So I will stop there. No more spoilers, because there will be much to come. And I will see you guys in the next one. You have a good one. Bye, guys.